Okay, so we're gone.
All right. This is our first rehearsal test for Shenanigamers podcast. And the first topic we decided to choose is first game we played. I'll start it off. I think the first game I played was, I think it was either Defender, the Atari Defender, or Joust. Those are my games. That's what I got.
That's what you got?
That's what I got.
That's what you got.
All right, so you want to go first, Frank, or?
Yeah, I'll go
All right, go
first.
ahead.
So, like, my very first game, I would say, was Super Mario 64. That was, like, my very first game.
That's interesting.
Really, really classic. When I was, like, I think it was 5. That was when I started.
On the N64?
On the N64.
Damn, you're old.
I am old.
What about you, Felix?
I think it was a Game Boy, like the first game I played. It might have just been a Mario game. It was Game Boy, but I also remember Mario Kart a lot
Oh, yeah, like,
from that first game. Because it was the really old one where you had to have the fucking light attachment on top to light up the screen. It was that old shit. I remember playing Mario Kart on that a lot.
yeah, I remember playing Mario Kart on GameCube, and one of my favorite Mario Kart games was Double Dash.
Double
I'm
Dash.
still waiting for a remake.
Which they haven't
They haven't done.
They haven't done, but it's a gold mine, I'm telling you. A bunch of 90s kids would jump on that so fast.
Yeah, they would jump into that.
Because even now, like, when we do, like, our little Nintendo parties or something, like,
We've
we
never
always
really
play.
done the Nintendo play at all.
I mean, when...
I've been the main one arguing that everybody needs to get Mario Kart so we can play it.
I don't like the new ones, though.
No.
I don't like the new ones. It has to be Double Dash
That's
for me.
because the new one is just basic. It's just a basic battle mode where it's either coins and balloons, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then just races.
Yeah, Double Dash just had that oomph.
And
And no course comes close to, was it Baby Park?
Baby Park.
It's the best one. It's
That's,
so simple.
That's in the newest one, too.
I know it's in the newest one, but it's not the same without having the, King Boo and
It's funny you said that
All the
Baby
power.
Park, because
All the
everybody
power.
always shits on like NASCAR type tracks. It's like, oh, they just go in circles.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but I
it
realized.
turns out people like Baby Park.
But I realize now that the GameCube Baby Park was larger than the 8th one, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like the GameCube one was really bigger than the.
Oh, like the
new
course?
one. Course, yeah, the course.
Oh, okay.
It probably might feel that way just because it was older. You know?
Maybe it's just a rendering too. Like you couldn't see the other side of the course until you got close. But yeah, speaking of games, Halo Infinite with Battle Royale. How do you guys feel about that rumor circulating the gaming world?
I mean, apparently it's not a rumor because I did come out saying in the tweet that the only BR they're interested in is the battle rifle.
Yeah,
That's
that's a good
just-
tweet.
I'm not too certain how I feel about a battle rifle or a BR being in Halo. I've never really liked battle royale. I never really feel like it was the thing Halo needs.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's a thing Halo can do if it wants. It just shouldn't be a main mode
Yeah.
or a focus in any way.
Yeah. I really hope they kind of reinvigorate the Warzone mode, because I actually did like that PvP part of it. The Warzone firefight, I'm kind of indifferent because it's like it gets boring after a while fighting, AI after AI after AI.
Well, so what they've already come out saying is that the next thing they're trying to work on is a big team battle 2.0. Which
Oh,
is
yeah?
going to focus on vehicles and squad spawns and stuff like that.
Oh, kind of
So-
like
so
how
like a Battlefield?
Yeah, I was gonna say like Battlefield. But yeah, I just think battle royales as a whole kind of take away from multiplayer. Like if you're a multiplayer fanatic and you just like playing like the team deathmatch or something, I feel like that the focus that used to go into those kind of modes is getting pulled away from battle royale modes, which is it's unfortunate because people like our age, we don't really care for battle royales. Like they're fun, yeah, sure, but I'd rather just keep fighting and killing versus dying and going back to a menu.
Well,
You
that's
know.
mainly just another Fortnite thing because Fortnite is marketed towards kids mostly.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what really blew up with Battle Royales.
Yeah, and then nowadays games, kids prefer battle royale than the old school multiplayer, which is kind of
Yeah.
it's a new way to play. But if you're more into like group like teaming up, that's pretty much like always the main objective with all multiplayer games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's always more fun playing with friends. And the BR it's always squad based because if you're spawned in by yourself, you're just screwed from the beginning because you're gonna be going up against teams when you're just by yourself.
Yeah, like if you were loading into a Fortnite game by yourself and you decided to go to squads, like even if you don't fill your squads with randoms, you're still at a huge disadvantage because you're just by yourself.
Dude, that is one of the nicer things that Fortnite has done now is that they do have the solo, duos, trios,
that's true.
and squads.
I think Apex is lagging behind on
Apex, you have to have 3 people in Apex.
Yeah, I think they did an event where you can do the duos.
They did an event one time. I remember it was duos,
Yeah.
and I think there was one where it was also single players.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why you would make that a limited time event.
Yeah, that's been a thing in Battle Royales is that you have to have a team of 4.
Yeah. Well, I think Apex is only 3, right?
Apex is 3, yeah.
Yeah. That's a little different, I guess. But, yeah, because Battle Royales have such an influence on our games nowadays that for the first time that I've seen or witnessed is Call of Duty transitioning a mode and content between 2 different IPs and, like, games. And keep in mind, these games aren't even, like, time era related. Like, one's Modern Warfare and the other one's Cold War. So that just goes to show.
There is somewhat of overlap in there a little bit.
Yeah, like slightly, but it just goes to show like how much like battle royales are influencing.
It just shows how much Warzone has taken over Call of Duty.
Yeah, like they do updates for Cold War right now, which if you ever hear me complain on gaming,
You would do that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Triarch needs to fix the stability issues for the Series X, at least that I've noticed, because every time I load up a game and I host it, like if say my girlfriend Jenna joins, it'll crash. Game will crash like within 5 minutes before I even get into a match. It's not consistent, but it's enough to where it doesn't make me want to play the game.
Right. Well, with the Xbox One, with the PS5, it's a little bit more different. Like, I can get into like maybe a minute or 2 to load in. But the sucky part is every time I log into my PS5 account, like I always get like errors or like say that I'm trying to get.
Well, that seems like an issue with the PSN system.
Yeah, but then
instead
again,
of just.
So wait, you can't even sign into your account, or you can't like.
I can get into my account. It's just the part where every time I load up, it's either I don't get like messages on like someone sends me an invite. I don't get.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so it's the PS.
I can't load it in.
Oh, so it's like Felix was saying, it's not Call of Duty. It's just.
It's more of a PlayStation.
It's more of a PlayStation Network thing.
Call of Duty 2 as well too, because like you can get into a lobby and then maybe 2-3 minutes you're out of the game.
Oh, so you guys have. So your game doesn't crash though. You just have different issues.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's saying what Mark's been saying is that like it seems like every other game he's like, God damn it, fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It just crashed again on me.
It always crashes. And then it sucks because if you're like near the end of the round and you're like, for instance, trying to acquire a gold camo for something, and it crashes on you, you don't get any of the credit.
You don't get progression.
You don't get progression towards it at all. It takes it away from you. So it's just aggravating. And I wish instead of adding a new zombies mode and doing more for Warzone, I wish more game developers and companies would take the time to actually give us a stable game. Like the elephant in the room.
Modern games now.
Yeah, the elephant in the room being Cyberpunk. Holy crap! Like I know that's a beaten. We're not going to talk about it. It's a dead horse, but we have to mention it because it's been in development for what, almost 10 years, and it came out
8 years, 9.
Yeah, and it came out in oof.
That's also a problem with them is just when they started development, 360 and PS3 were a thing.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Then came the next generation console, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and now came the next console.
So they've been developing the game for 3 console generations, basically. Yeah, that's kind of doo doo.
That's also them having to update the code to work with the next generation.
Oh, speaking of Cyberpunk, sorry to segue into this, but did you guys hear that their source code for that game and The Witcher 3 actually got hacked out of their CD Projekt Red's like mainframe or something?
Did it really?
Yeah, and it actually got auctioned at a like dark web. Like
I think I remember hearing about this.
And it actually got sold.
Yeah,
The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk source code got sold on the like basically like not black market but like the dark web. Is that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
So it just goes to show, like, damn, they need to step up our game.
Really step up.
Like, oh my god.
Well, again, CD Projekt Red has never been like a huge studio. They've always been a small time
Yeah, that's
studio.
true.
They are AAA, obviously, but still, they're not anywhere near as big. Say like 343 of Halo. 343 is huge.
Yeah,
Like hundreds of employees across different.
that's true. That's true. But I mean,
Places or like Bethesda.
oh yeah.
How many Bethesda studios are there?
Oh, there's a lot, and
That
and
have the name
they're all
Bethesda.
owned by
They're all
343
owned by-
too.
Yeah, they're friends with them now. Huh?
Yeah, they're I mean friends, more like overlords. But Bethesda needs to. I feel like their Fallout series has kind of lost touch with what the fans want.
Mhm.
Like I was actually interested in buying Fallout. Was it 76?
Because the original two were computer games, and they were top-down, story
Oh really?
thread games.
Like a tabletop kind of.
Yeah, it was just a top-down game where you move a character and you would go, and there would go, scenes where you would select things.
Oh okay. Yeah,
And then when Bethesda bought it, they switched from Fallout 3 to the first person.
Oh.
point
Well, what
of view,
about
yeah.
Fallout New Vegas? Was that the same, or was that like
it
a
was
first person?
yeah, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76 are all the same.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because Fallout 76 tried doing the multiplayer
They
survival.
tried doing the live service.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them.
No, it did not work out.
No, it did not work out for them. They
Especially
got a
because
lot of
Bethesda
backlash.
uses their shitty ass code.
Yeah.
Their game engine that's like 20 plus years old now.
Aren't they reinvigorating it though? Like,
I think so. They better be.
I mean, shit.
They
They're gonna
better be.
take a page out of Doom's.
That's
know,
ID software.
Yeah, that. I mean, I know,
That's
but
owned by
like,
Bethesda.
they should talk to them. 'Cause Doom's doing really good. I love Doom. What they've done with it.
Mhm.
It was such a good game, and Doom Eternal was.
Because
Even
Bethesda
better.
helped because ID was the main studio working on Doom, and they had help from the smaller Bethesda, know?
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
the like support studios. And Bethesda also owned Machine Games, the people who make Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein. I've never really played, but I heard it's good. I heard also though that the newest one, the Youngbloods.
Youngblood apparently was
kinda
supposed to be
eek.
super bad because that was all supposed to be like a live service type game,
Oh
a
boy.
co-op thing,
Oh okay.
where like enemies had different levels and armor
Mhm.
systems, sort of like Destiny-esque a little.
Hmm.
And apparently it did not work out too well.
They just
Because
need
I've
to-
only played the first Wolfenstein from the Machine Games.
Mm.
That was pretty good. It was refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You know what game they need to bring back?
What?
You guys are gonna laugh. Duke Nukem. I feel like the world needs Duke Nukem.
They tried.
I know they tried. They did Duke Nukem 3D,
Uh-huh.
and it was
good.
a load of horse shit. Yeah, no,
Bullshit.
they need to bring it back.
Nah, dude, it was an error of its time.
They need to
That's
give
what
the
needs to
Doom team needs to make a Duke Nukem like 4D game.
It should stay in its own time.
No, it needs to come back. I'm telling you, it can come back, especially nowadays. Like I think people would appreciate it. Like if it was done right, though. Like they just can't do a reskin like they did with 3D. 3D was just a reskin, right, of the first one or something, or was it a
No,
continuation?
it was his own. It was his own
It's a
game. It was his own game. They created it from the ground up. I think
Oh, okay.
it's just it was like another cyber situation where they just kept making it for the next generation of consoles.
And
Right.
it
They
just
took
turned
them
it-
so long, so it
turned into
finally came
poop.
out on the 360.
Mhm.
They could do like a remaster edition if they want to rebuild Nuke Nukem.
Yeah, but that game was shit. Apparently, nobody played it. Nobody liked
Yeah, I
it.
heard it was pretty bad.
Uh-huh.
I think they can bring it back.
They
I
could
have
bring
high
it back.
hopes. Watch E3 2021. They're gonna talk about Duke Nukem.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of other flopped games. The Avengers game. That one had a lot of hype.
Avengers game should have just been a single player game from the start only.
Mhm.
That's what it should have been. They shouldn't have gone for the Destiny type because that's what they want. They just made Avengers but Destiny.
But it was
Yeah.
worse.
But it was
Way worse.
worse.
Yeah, I don't know how you mess that up. Like if they would have done it more like a not really like Anthem
Because
Anthem didn't
they
do
were
good
doing
either.
the Destiny model. They wanted
Yeah.
the Destiny model. They wanted you to sign in every day to try to complete a challenge, to unlock loot, to unlock a reward for fucking Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even the gameplay, I played the demo and it got really boring really
The
fast.
demo was bad.
Yeah, and,
And
it
that
was
was the first time. And when the
buggy
game
and
came out,
crashed.
it was just bad.
Yeah.
It was bad all over.
yeah, there was no end game, pun intended, but there was no end game for the Avengers game. Like
Not really, no.
No.
Apparently, it was just to finish leveling up your character, which you can only do like a quarter of the way. Apparently,
yeah. I don't know. The game, I was kind of hyped for it when it was teased. Like
when it
4
was
years
announced,
ago.
I was like, "Oh my god, that's gonna be pretty cool." Avengers game.
Oh, and then
yeah.
another thing that I didn't agree with. I mean, I understand, but like Sony was getting Spider-Man as the only, like they were only getting him. And I was like, how can you alienate all the other fans that love
because that
Spider-Man?
screws over not just us Xbox players, but PC players as well.
Yeah, like
they're not getting Spider-Man at all either.
You know, it's kind of funny because people were asking like, "Oh, who would Xbox get as exclusive characters?" And I was joking around. I was like, "Well, obviously it'd be the X-Men because you know, like you have Xbox and X-Men. Like, come on, that's like right in your face."
The X-Men and has always fit in weirdly in the overall Marvel universe.
Oh yeah, they have.
But that's always been a thing of PlayStation players mostly too. They always had that aura of superiority since the last generation because they've been dominant, Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, they've been mostly dominant, but then again, it's more like, oh, we're gonna get the first exclusive than anyone else, like anyone other than Xbox.
So you know that's the funniest thing now too, because for the entire PlayStation 4 generation, Xbox One generation, PlayStation has always been going, we're the best. We got the guest games. Xbox doesn't have anything. And Xbox didn't. Xbox didn't have shit.
No, during the first like Xbox One generation, they had nothing.
It was only now at the end of this generation Xbox started to get games.
Yeah, but even then, like even the new Series X library is kind of slim pickings.
Well, now everything Microsoft has bought, they have like over 23 studios now. And PlayStation players were pissed when Microsoft bought Bethesda. They're like, Xbox doesn't need that. Look, they can't make their own games. They got to buy other games. That's not fair.
But didn't Sony buy Insomniac Games and Naughty Dog and all those other? Yeah, see, it's just like they want to contradict themselves.
Yeah.
And I have nothing against PlayStation players. Let's just get this straight. Y'all have good games, but the attitude is not welcome.
No.
Because, you know, I mean, there's some Xbox players that do the same thing, like Halo, Gears.
There's
always going to be the console wars, no matter how many people say there isn't anymore. We all knew it was coming. Like when the Series X and PlayStation 5 was coming out, you can see it in the comments if you go on IGN's page. Like,
at the start of this generation, too, people are talking shit about the Series X. It's like, has no games. Has no games. Why are people going to buy Series X? Has no games. Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. We have Game Pass. Although Xbox almost pissed a lot of people off with the gold subscription doubling up. I was like, whoa, where did that even come from? Was Game Pass not making enough money for them?
No, they've already made the money back from the Bethesda purchase. They made it back already.
Of course they did.
They can do that purchase about like 2-3 more times again from the money they made back already.
They should buy Gearbox.
Gearbox have been finding a good game.
Yeah, like a soft shell Halo game. You imagine that? Oh, you know what? Actually, I did read an article that they are making a different Halo game.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's just like they are developing it's more of a rumor.
I think that was a rumor because that was a rumor recently. Is that because on the hiring page for 343, it was saying for a new Halo project, and people started going off, oh, new Halo game, and 343 came out and said no, it's for Halo Infinite, it's not for a new Halo game. So
see, I would have loved a ODST sequel.
See, yeah, because I would like a Halo game that takes place before the Covenant War when it was still the Insurrection.
Yeah, I think an ODST game set during Halo 2, when you're with Sergeant Johnson and what's her name? You know her.
What, Miranda Keyes?
There you go, Miranda Keyes. While the flood is on your tail, because then they could do like you don't have a soldier like Spartan 2 abilities
that would be
or
a cool
anything.
DLC, but that's a little late for that now.
I know, but with the Master Chief Collection, like it's kind of accessible to everybody.
Asking for is an elite only game, maybe during the Elite Civil War, post Great Schism, post end of the Great Journey War, whatever.
I don't even know how they would do that though.
But wouldn't that be cool though?
Oh, it would be really cool.
Because there was that good book where you follow the shitmaster around, fighting people. So he's fighting other elites, and he's fighting the Covenant remnants.
Yeah. See, I think
so. They could do an elite only game. That would be cool because you wouldn't have any human weapons, any human vehicles.
It should take place right after Halo 3, though.
It would add more. That would be cool too. Hunting down brutes. Because in the lore, that's what the elites did. They went after the brutes pretty hard.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool if they did it like right after Halo 3 when they leave the planet, and Master Chief is presumed dead. Because then it would kind of give you that like, what was it? The time between 3 and 4?
4 years.
Yeah. See, plenty of time. Plug shit in.
Because there was the war between the elites and the brutes after, and then that started into the whole Covenant remnants.
Yeah.
There were multiple Covenant remnants after they were done, kicking the brutes' asses and making peace, because there was a whole peace conference thing they had between the races. Mm-hmm. So that happened too in the lore, and yeah. But that's another thing people have been asking for. They want another ODST game. Maybe Halo 5 ODST, but it's too late for that now.
Yeah.
They've been asking for an Elite game. Mm-hmm. And another thing that's been popular is a flood horror game where you play as a Marine, just a regular Marine, just trying to survive the flood.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That might be pretty cool.
But I feel like
I feel like the horror game might be too Dead Space-esque. Maybe, depending on how they do it.
If they do it, I mean, you could argue. I mean, what came out
most
first?
Likely,
Halo
all these games are going to be first-person shooters. So
yeah, because I mean, Dead Space came out after Halo, right? Yeah. So like, is it really Dead Space Halo-esque?
Yeah, because Dead Space did the space zombie horror for sure. Halo, had the flood space zombies. It wasn't a committed horror game, even though the flood were scary.
I feel like
the flood were scary as shit.
I feel like it'd be cool if they did like a flood firefight.
That would be pretty cool. They did that for Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, but like first person.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a lot scarier seeing that up in your face versus tabletop,
Okay, well, how about this, though? What other genres besides first-person RTS do you think Halo could branch into?
Like the gear tactics, honestly.
You think gear tactics?
I think they can do that.
I think that would work all right.
I think they can. They have enough lore and classes. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, look at the Locust. Instead of a Brumac,
last
you
time
just
we were
do
playing
a
Civ,
Scarab.
you said a Civ type game?
Yeah, you could do that.
That could be.
See? You do a Civ game, but for Gears of War
turn-based strategy?
Yeah, and Halo. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or what if it's like Civ, and instead of like nations, it's different franchises owned by Xbox. So you have like a Doom nation, a Gears of War nation, a Halo nation. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool.
Well, Frank, you've been silent for a while now.
Yeah.
Like I would say, if Halo does make another game in progress, like when you talk about like all these different exclusives, they should do like a party game, like you can play as Master Chief, or you could play all these different
like
so like
Xbox franchise party game.
Yeah. So like a Halo party, like a Mario Party-esque thing.
But like Xbox,
but it has like bloodthirsty killers
like
in it.
Smash Bros. How PlayStation had their own Smash Bros. Game with all their own PlayStation
that failed
franchises.
Epically.
Yeah,
yeah. Come on, you cannot challenge Smash Bros. That's like the law.
Of course not.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Sucks anyways. But yeah,
the new one kind of people
get
overhyped.
I never liked Smash Bros.
I love the original one.
And then again, I've never been too into fighting games, so.
Yeah, Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. Well, that's because it's DC.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's probably because it's like
it's
your heartstrings. Yeah, but you don't challenge Smash Bros. No. You just can't. That's why there's no game like it right now.
But that is an interesting idea, though, Frank. If Xbox could do a party, with their Halo,
like a Monopoly,
with their franchises.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't go down Disney and Star Wars' track record where they did the Star Wars dancing game.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
I'm riding solo. Oh my god, that's so bad.
That song is horrible.
Yeah, and it's just dancing, and then Emperor even dances. He's like, "Let me show you how it's done."
The most Master Chief can ever dance is in Fortnite right now, and it should stay that way.
Yeah, I agree. That is actually the whole reason why we got back into Fortnite. I mean, we were never really in Fortnite, but we
kind of dabbled in it once or twice, but
yeah.
Always hated it.
But now we're back in it, full-fledged and committed.
Yeah. Because the thing, the story of Fortnite is that I never liked it, never got into it, never cared for it because it was Battle Royale only. And then I started playing it with a friend one time, old friend. He was like, "Okay, yeah, but they have a team deathmatch mode now." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's kind of fun, but still, it's."
Yeah.
And then they started adding all these franchises and marketing. It was like Star Wars. I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." Be a stormtrooper in Fortnite. So, but it never got me. They had Batman. No, wasn't interested. Yeah, but now they had Master Chief in there. I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. Then it switched because then you were saying, "Hey, Mark, Master Chief's in there," and you and Phil were being little demons about it because I was like, "Nah, I'm good," and you guys were like, "Come on, it's Master Chief."
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Cody missed out. only because he didn't buy the Master Chief skin.
I thought he did.
I don't think he did.
He didn't.
You didn't?
No, he didn't because if you had the Series X, the cool thing about getting the Master Chief skin, if you have the Series X, you get a black variant of the Master Chief skin.
I prefer the green. Master Chief's green.
Oh no, he looks really good green. But like, if you're doing the Master Bat idea, which is basically
what you're doing,
yeah, which is what I'm doing, is basically it's what if Batman was a Spartan basically? So he has like the cape of Batman and then just the black skin of Master Chief. And it looks cool.
Mm-hmm. And the best part about it is you can kill Kratos as Master Chief, and it's so much fun.
Oh yeah, like that's the funniest thing. Whenever we play, like if we see a Kratos, we beeline it for them and we kill them.
Just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, because there's only
Chief's the best Spartan.
Yeah, there's only room for one Spartan in this lobby.
That's how you get all your rage.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, though, did you guys see the actress for Cara Dune got fired?
Yeah.
We're not gonna deep dive into that, but basically, like, what do you guys think they're gonna do? Like, kill her off screen? Like
I would say they're gonna kill her off like when the new season of Mandalorian starts. Like they're gonna pretty much give her like a backstory about it, and then just the reason how she died, maybe. Or they could pretty much change it to like someone that's like more into related to her, or wherever Disney plans to doing.
Well, I think in the past they usually don't. When they do a recast, they don't really explain too much on why they look different. Like for instance, Rhodey in the Iron Man 1 and 2. You know how he changed.
Well, that was still early in the series.
That's true.
That was when they weren't sure they were gonna have more movies. So they got put through with that.
So my girlfriend actually told me a cool actress that they could replace her with that actually kind of looks like her, but not as like muscular, I guess you can say. You know that lady from Law and Order SVU?
No, I don't.
So she has that reddish brown hair. She's kind of like the main face of like Law and Order.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about? I don't remember her name. My girlfriend told me her name, but I can't remember. But she looks kind of like her. I think they can pull it off if they do that.
I don't really think they should recast her at all.
I'm just saying if they did recast her, they could do it. I don't think they will. I think they're just gonna kind of say.
I don't want them to. I don't think they should.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kind of replace her with a different like badass.
Because it's always been in Star Wars. Once a character is set, that's the character. You don't really change it.
Or they can do the. What do you call it? Deep fake Luke Skywalker treatment.
CGI.
No, they gotta do it better than they can't do it on a show budget.
Oh, they can do it.
I always thought they did it fine with Tarkin. I always thought in Rogue One everybody hated it. But I was like, it looks fine to me. It's fine.
Yeah, everybody was like, it looks like a Battlefront cutscene, but it's like, what'd you expect? They did the same thing for Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
That
no one said anything.
That looked fine to me.
No one.
That's because she also died.
Well, I know that,
right
but
before.
Like. But like that's the thing. The guy died too, but they were all talking shit.
He's been dead longer though.
Oh, that makes it a lot better.
But yeah. No, they could probably do deep fake, but I would prefer they didn't.
I think they just kill her off screen, or just say she's in a mission doing something for a long period of time.
If they bring her back, they'll have to bring her back for one episode and then kill her. Yeah, that's it, and then that's Anna Cardin.
Yeah, or they'll probably like. Do probably like a flashback, like of where Mando and
or like could do it in the Boba Fett show. Maybe Boba Fett takes a bounty to kill her.
Oh, that's true. But spoiler warning right now. If you have not seen season 2 of Mandalorian, just letting you know, spoiler warning. At the end when Luke shows up, what they can do is like.
You could have said this earlier when you mentioned the Luke fake.
Well, they didn't know what I meant. They didn't know what I meant. It could have been anything. But basically, they can just, kind of do a time skip like 6 months later, and then Cara Dune's already dead. And then they can do flashbacks of like that ship exploding or like getting attacked by the other Imperials or something,
That's also one thing I hate about Star Wars story right now, is that the sequel trilogy screwed them over so much.
Oh, they don't even stand by it anymore? They don't even like like Lucasfilms is like, no.
Yeah, no, as of recently, no. But still, it screwed the story up so much.
Yeah. Because
at the end of Return of the Jedi, they killed the Emperor, they killed Darth Vader, they killed, a pretty good sizable fleet there with the Death Star explosion, Death Star 2 explosion. But there's still the rest of the galaxy. The Empire's still around.
Yeah.
you still have the whole galaxy of Empire. But now in the sequel trilogy, it's like, oh, the Empire all died at Jakku. It's like, what? The entire Empire disappeared on Jakku?
Yeah.
How did that happen? What? And in the Mandalorian, you see it too. Moff Gideon, he's a fucking Moff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He like controls an entire sector of space, and he's running around on a fucking skeleton crewed light cruiser.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know.
Like, you still got the entire Empire.
And even Battlefront 2 didn't really. If you played story mode,
The
it
story mode
tells you a
sucks.
little
Story mode
bit.
sucks. They wasted that. They fucking marketed it off as you're gonna play as a Special Forces Imperial, and then she switched sides. Second mission.
It's just the gaming industry now. Like, because even Halo 5 did that. Remember, Hunt the Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how much propaganda was around that, and it looked like Master Chief was gonna go rogue, and I was all for it. I was
that did get people excited, and the campaign turned out to not be so.
The campaign was
That's a situation of marketing team and development team not being on the same page.
Yeah.
That's them not having enough meetings working together.
And even that trailer, there's two versions of it. There was one where
Locke's going to shoot Chief, and one where Chief's going to shoot Locke. Yeah.
So it made it seem like it was going to be like a Halo 2 moment where you play
and
as
that's
both.
what I hated about Battlefront 2. I was so ready. Finally we get an Empire campaign. I love the Empire. I'm pro Empire, by the way. But still, fuck the rebellion. Right. But yeah, I was like, all right. And then she switches sides. Second mission, third mission in.
Yeah.
What?
Like after that whole war that she was a part of.
Yeah.
Like after the Death Star blows up, she's like, "Are we doing bad things?"
Like you just figured that out.
Yeah. Like it took you a whole 30-year war almost to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know what I think?
Because that's what I always hate about Star Wars stories is that the Empire, the bad guys always lose for stupid ass reasons. Like especially in the comic books, like in the new comics, the Rebellion comics, the good guys always win, except unless it's the bad guy comic book, and then the bad guy wins, but they never really fight the good guys in the bad guy comic books. When they do, they just sort of both win.
It's kind of funny to say that because even in the Vader comic books, he doesn't
that's what
fight good people. He
That's
fights other Sith Lords.
He fight in the Vader comic series. He fights not the good guys, but other people, and wins.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the Empire can beat these guys, but not the fucking rebels.
Yeah. The rebels in which that don't have the technology or the sizable
gear or the
army.
armor. Yeah.
But they have one Jedi.
That's the thing. In the lore, all the time, they say the stormtroopers are basically space marines. All right.
They don't act like they're in the movies.
They do in the movies. It's that most of the time you see them in the movies, they're fighting the main heroes. You can't have your main heroes get fucking nooned off.
It's true. Yeah.
Because the very first time you see Star Wars, the Star Destroyer beats the shit out of a little rebel ship.
Well, yeah.
It takes it inside the fucking... The little ship goes inside the big ship, which is fucking cool. And then the stormtroopers burst through the door, which should have been a fucking easily held position by the rebels. But they lose it. Stormtroopers win. Stormtroopers lose 2 guys. Tell me, only 2 people died coming through that little tiny door? That just shows how badass stormtroopers are. Well, they and the rest of the movie we watched, Vader didn't come in though then. He wasn't... You don't see Vader come through the door. It was mostly the stormtroopers. And Vader comes in halfway through, and then probably I think in the canon, Vader's going through slicing people. All right, but then for the rest of the New Hope, you're following the main heroes.
That's true. You see, what I think they should do is say that the sequel trilogies take place in a parallel universe, so that way you can just kind of
They should just legends it.
Yeah, just make them non-canon and. Apologize to what was his name? Josh Boyega, the guy who played Finn. Get him back in there, and then have him and somebody who actually knows what they're doing to do a new sequel trilogy.
See, the thing I hate about Rey is that she is a Mary Sue. You can't, She never undergoes any challenge in the sequel trilogy. Rey.
Oh, yeah.
Never undergoes any challenge. She masters the Force easily, no problem. She never gets hurt. You never see her hurt except for a tiny scratch on her arm. In all 3 movies, Rey never gets hurt.
Well, at the very end when she's fighting Palpatine.
Well, at the very end when she's fighting Palpatine, that's it.
Oh yeah, spoiler warning.
That's
she fights Palpatine,
yeah,
but I mean,
you don't need to watch that movie anyways.
Yeah. See, the thing I don't like about the sequel trilogy is that it takes away from the original trilogy. It takes everything away.
It takes everything. Like we were talking about this not too long ago. I was saying one of the worst parts of the sequel trilogy is Palpatine coming back.
Let him die.
Because you had the whole thing in the first 6 movies about there being the prophecy, the Chosen One prophecy, where the Chosen One kills the Sith. And in Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader kills himself and Palpatine, thus ending the Sith.
Yeah, which is the prophecy.
But that's the prophecy.
He was the Chosen One.
He was the Chosen One. And in Revenge of the Sith, after Anakin kills Count Dooku and they say the Chancellor, Anakin runs over and picks up Obi-Wan and carries him on his back. And you hear the Palpatine going, leave him. We're not going to make it. And Anakin goes and says to him, he will have the same fate as us. His fate will be the same as ours.
Yeah.
That's the quote. His fate will be the same as ours. And you know what happens? In A New Hope, Obi-Wan dies on the Death Star. Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine dies on the Death Star. Darth Vader dies on the Death Star. Mm-hmm. That's the same fate, but now it's useless. Pointless.
Yeah, they just, like, none of the previous entries in the, like, you know, Skywalker saga, it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
And they just ruined Luke's character too. I feel.
Yeah, they made him into a grouch when he was always like.
It was like the guy who looked at Darth Vader, the most evil person in the galaxy, who's committed genocide on hundreds of species and worlds.
Killed younglings.
Yeah, killed little kids. You know, not even a second thought. Just killed people on a whim. Mm. You know, looked at this dude and said, "There's good in him." But then he has a bad dream about Kylo and was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill this guy." Yeah,
like it makes no sense with his character.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a bad vision and then just tries to kill him. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? Yeah. Makes no sense.
I hated it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I think the only thing I liked about the sequel trilogy is when Yoda showed up and he was being a troll to Luke.
Even I didn't like Yoda showing up.
No, I know people didn't like it, but I just thought it was funny.
Because that's not Yoda. Yoda's the wise master. He's not the fucking little, trick master, giggle guy.
But it was kind of cool to see him summon lightning.
He pretended to be when he first met Luke. To test Luke. He was testing Luke.
But it was kind of cool to see him like summon lightning.
Yeah, but it was a little cool. But then it just brings into like, what's going to stop Jedi from just killing themselves and becoming Force ghosts? They're going to be even more powerful. If they can shoot lightning at dead, why doesn't Force Ghost Yoda, Force Ghost Luke go fight Palpatine instead?
Oh, you know what's funny? If you read one of the comic books, when Obi-Wan dies in the Death Star, he actually haunts Vader for a bit, which is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. It's a little funny, but still, it's like if Yoda can shoot lightning, how come Yoda doesn't go fight Palpatine? Yoda's dead. What's Palpatine gonna do to him? He can't kill him again.
Mm-hmm. You never know. He can absorb him.
That's what I hate about the lightning. Yoda shooting lightning. Well, yeah, it's cool, but the implications of it just ruins it. The same thing with the pink-haired admiral lady ramming spaceships at light speed. Like what?
Oh yeah.
It just breaks so much in the lore in the universe. Like why didn't they do this before? Why don't they just build ships that ram ships?
Yeah. I don't know.
You see?
It's a trap.
They killed Akbar.
Yeah, and then they killed him too.
Yeah, they don't even mention it. They don't even
give him like a ceremony. They just kind of like, oh, he's dead. Yeah. Or I don't even think they say that much.
Ryan Johnson made the Akbar actor cry.
What?
The suit actor for Akbar. The guy who's been playing Akbar since Return of the Jedi. Ryan Johnson made him cry. Because right after they killed him off, Ryan Johnson said, "Okay, Akbar, can we get that's a wrap?" As a play on that's a trap. Right after they kill him, made him cry. He's like, "You just killed off my character, and now you want to play it off as a joke." Like I love Akbar. He really loved playing Akbar, and then you just kill him off like that. They made Ryan Johnson made the actor cry.
See, I think that was another thing that screwed the sequel trilogy. They literally copied and pasted everything from the sequel
because
trilogy.
They didn't have a thought out plan.
Trilogy.
They didn't have a thought out plan.
I think J.J. Abrams did. Did you see his
he
concept book?
He had an outline. He had an outline for a plan of the series, and then it was just thrown away.
They should have just one director.
What they need to do is get the Star Wars story group.
You know who
they have it now, which is all right.
Mandalorian, yeah.
They should have had it before when they started make mainline movies. They should have had it before.
What's his name? Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, just get him to make.
He's basically George Lucas. He works next. He's basically George Lucas. Dave Filoni is awesome.
The Clone Wars. Oh my God.
Clone Wars is great.
That's the best. Like one of the. Yeah, that's what made me love the prequels. Like not like the actual movies of the prequels. Like they're still good, but they're not like Clone Wars good. But it just made me like, okay, I like that era a lot more now. You know what I mean? Like versus like the Galactic Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was almost 40 minutes.
I know we were only supposed to do this for 15, everybody, but I guess we're gonna keep going along.
Do you want to stop it here, or?
It's up to you guys. You guys want to keep going, or
we can do it until another 15 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, that's great. All right, Frank, you can pick a topic. Let's go. Hear it.
Okay, let's talk about
Let me hear you more.
You want to hear me?
You quiet son bitch.
Yeah, I'm mostly the quiet person now, but now I gotta start talking more and interacting with you guys more. Right now, let's see what topics.
I got one. I got one that I've been burning to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it on the real podcast too, because it has been a 59-year battle waiting to happen. I know what this is going. Godzilla versus Kong. We have to talk about it because we're all Godzilla fans here.
I mean, 2 of us are.
Oh no, I watched Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I still gotta watch all the old ones.
Hold up. Here's the test.
Oh no.
What is the name Gojira derived from? Like,
okay, Gojira is fried from whale and gorilla.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You pass.
Okay. That's a good.
I thought you were gonna go more into like which era. I was gonna say which era.
But no, I can go into like deep dive. I can talk about Godzilla for hours.
As long as you're not like Cody, giant monsters, whatever.
Oh my god. He's not here to defend himself, so we're not gonna trash him too much. But he thinks giant monkey with axe is gonna win. I highly doubt that.
No.
There's no way.
Have you seen? He thought Godzilla was weak as shit in King of the Monsters.
Yeah, in the new 2019 movie King of the Monsters, our friend Cody thought he was weak. No. If anything, it showed how indestructible he was.
Yeah, I did not get Godzilla being weak. I thought he was the strongest monster there was. I mean, he was a king.
He's the king.
Every monster bows to him at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Okay. His name literally has God in it. King Kong is a king, but cool. But like Godzilla, and he's Godzilla with the title of King of the Monsters.
Yes. We had a movie called King of the Monsters where Godzilla fights a 3-headed, lightning-breathing space dragon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That can regenerate its heads.
That can regenerate parts of its body. That can control other monsters.
Yeah. The only point that I agreed with Cody is that Mothra did help him.
Mothra did help him. That's the thing, though, in Godzilla.
But that's tradition,
That's always been a thing. That's why I was like, all right.
Yeah, like
I was shitting my pants when I saw it in the theaters. I was like, oh
yeah,
my God.
If you know your Godzilla lore, you know that Godzilla has hardly ever fought Ghidorah 1v1 without some assistance.
Mm-hmm. You also know that Mothra always fucking dies and then gives her power to something else.
Or Rodan does it too.
Yeah.
But only against Mechagodzilla, which is I think he's going to show up in that movie.
That's been confirmed already.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in trailer. I feel like they shouldn't have even shown that clip where you see the silver red.
Where you see him walking over the people as they're trying to get in the subway. No,
they should not have show. I mean, but with today,
well, again, with also the toy leaks, it's clear.
Yeah. I mean,
which ruined it for us.
There had to be something. You know, a lot of people thought Mecha King Ghidorah was going to be in the movie.
Really? Mecha Ghidorah?
Yeah. I think he's going to be in the next movie.
I think the Ghidorah head at the end of King of the Monsters is going to be used in some way to make Mecha Godzilla.
Really?
I think so.
That's an interesting theory. I also had this theory a long time ago when I first saw King of the Monsters. My theory is they're going to make their own kaiju, the giant monster or titan, how they call it in that movie universe, and they're going to make their own iteration of Destroya. Because think of it this way. If the Oxygen Destroyer was used in this movie, right? Mm-hmm. In Destroya's movie, in the old 95 movie, he was born from the Oxygen Destroyer. And that head was Ghidorah head at the end of the movie was radiated by that Oxygen Destroyer. And I feel like it's mutated, and they're gonna make their own.
Because the eco-terrorist, he buys the Ghidorah head.
Yeah,
he owns it, and I think in some way his organization, or whatever, maybe it's bigger than we thought, builds a Mechagodzilla somehow, or maybe Mechagodzilla is built by some other evil country or in America or something.
Well, actually, in the
but
I
think somehow that Ghidorah head is built into the Mechagodzilla. Because that what happened before, that the Mechagodzilla was built over Godzilla's bones.
Yeah. Or Kiru.
You're not calling it that. It's Mechagodzilla.
I know, it's Mechagodzilla, damn it.
But it was built over Godzilla bones, and I think that's going to be in some way used as Mechagodzilla. Okay.
You know what? I think there's an unpopular theory going around that Robo-Kong is going to come out, and it's going to be Robo-Kong and Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla and Kong.
Shit, Robo-Kong was stupid.
So the director of Godzilla vs. Kong, he's actually confirmed that whether they're not going to kill each other, but there's going to be a definitive winner in their fight. Oof. So not like Batman v Superman where they go, save Martha. Like they're actually going to have a decisive.
Batman won that fight.
He did win that fight.
He did win that.
Let's be real. Batman kicked the shit out of Superman's ass.
Batman won that fight. You gotta defend Batman for a second. Okay, go on.
Yeah, but look at this. you can't have a movie that sets up Godzilla for being the king of the monsters and not have him beat a monkey with an axe. Because there's no way
a monkey who is still smaller than him, by the way.
Yeah, and there's no way that Kong could fight Ghidorah. There's just no way. You can't. No. No.
I do not see any situation in King Kong beating Ghidorah.
Unless he teamed up with Godzilla.
Unless he teamed up with another. No, not even Godzilla. All right, if King Kong, Mothra, and Rodan went to go fight Ghidorah, they would lose. Hands down.
Yeah.
They would lose.
Hands down.
Yeah. Although the director of the movie did say when Godzilla pulled Ghidorah under the water, Godzilla would have won that fight.
Godzilla would have. You could easily just watching the movie.
Yeah, he ripped off his head.
Godzilla was winning.
Yeah, and then the stupid humans came in
and fucking
nuked, or not nuked, but
auction destroyed.
Yeah, auction destroyed. I don't know. I've been waiting for this movie. I think a lot of Godzilla fans have just been waiting for this movie, especially since when Kong Skull Island came out. We all knew what they were going to do with it.
After 2014 Godzilla, and they announced the MonsterVerse, and the next movie after that was Kong Skull Island. That's when you knew that eventually there's going to be a King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, like they have to do it. They have to do it.
It's happening.
It's finally happening
after all these years.
It's almost 60 years. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, and these two guys are like, these two monsters are like iconic. You know what I mean? Like,
one's American, and one's the best ever created.
Yeah, I mean, American one.
It's the best thing to come out of Japan.
2005 movie of King Kong, the Peter Jackson one. I actually really liked
that was
that
good.
one.
That was a good one.
It was really realistic, but I really liked it. And the first American Godzilla movie that was made was not good. It's not a good Godzilla movie. It's a good monster movie.
It's a good monster movie,
yeah,
but it's not a Godzilla movie.
Yeah. What about you, Frank?
The cartoon apparently was better, though. I will say that.
I remember watching it as a kid. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Well, I would say like.
Speak, Frank.
I am trying to speak. So like, I would say after all this, like, it's gonna come down like you said, it's gonna come down to one.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I don't know? I'm not saying this. What if they like try to tease it? Like, what if Godzilla got defeated and then everybody's all disappointed?
I would be very mad, or not mad. I'm more upset because, like I just said,
what's gonna beat Godzilla?
How can you do King of the Monsters, the movie, and then have Godzilla lose? Like, what? That makes no sense to me. Like, why set him up to be the king and then have King Kong be like, I'm gonna beat you?
There's not many monsters that have even come close to beating Godzilla. Space Godzilla's come close. Mothra's come close. Mothra's beaten him before, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think technically Mothra is like one of the only monsters
who's been able to beat Godzilla
on a one-on-one fight.
Ghidorah is his number one arch nemesis, who's always probably even been more powerful than Godzilla.
Yeah,
and Destroyer. Destroyer was the only one to kill Godzilla, but I also think that's just because Godzilla was dying anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not hard to beat an old man. Death.
Well, the thing about Destroyer, he took on 2 Godzillas.
Yeah.
Which is not very common in the Godzilla movies. There's
and
never 2 Godzillas.
Some weird Beedrill, I don't know, mech humans built too.
Oh, what was his name? Mogira?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, that was in Space Godzilla.
Not Mecha Godzilla. That's what he's officially referred by.
Yeah.
By me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do after this movie though. Like, how do you follow up Godzilla vs Kong? Like, this one either has to end it or there's gonna be one more movie.
Giant monster. If they do something like Final Wars.
Oh man, yeah, Godzilla, like the new Final Wars. They're gonna call it the Final Wars. I don't know, because it's like they're probably just gonna do a remake of Destroy All Monsters.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing like a monster planet where the Titans come back and retake the world and the humans leave.
Well, you know, there's a director at I think it's Legendary or Warner Bros. That wants to do a Godzilla movie where there were no humans, so it's like before humankind like was even on the planet.
See, that would be interesting because humans have always been the analog for the story to run through for the Godzilla movies.
Yeah, so it's
otherwise it's just gonna be a giant monster movie that no one's really gonna understand.
Well, they can do like a caveman.
They could
like
probably.
Like
I can see them doing it. It's just going to be difficult. You can have movies without humans in it. It's just harder to follow along because then whatever creatures you're following are going to be heavily anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
I probably blundered that word.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I think this movie's going to be pretty good. And you know what's funny too? You watch the American trailer and you see King Kong whooping the shit out of
sucker
Godzilla.
punches Godzilla off the ship.
But if anybody listening, if you go and look up the international trailer where it's like basically
The Japanese one.
Japanese version.
It's all over the internet now. People are already talking about it.
Yeah. So it's funny because in the trailer, if you put them both in like side by side, like with the footage that adds up together, Godzilla gets punched by Kong and like he staggers, but he literally bitch slaps Kong and Kong falls on his back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's funny because all the Kong fans are like, ooh, they were going full on monkey for King Kong. So I just think it's funny how like they see that now, no one's like really talking shit. So.
I also want to talk about how Godzilla looks like he's shrunk a little for this movie.
He looks a little shrunk.
He looks way smaller.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe this is like the son of Godzilla or something.
That's one possibility.
People are saying it's Mecha Godzilla.
It could be Mecha.
I can see a Mecha Godzilla.
But I don't know. It doesn't make sense that the trailer shows Mecha Godzilla with like silver and red and all that crap, and then
it could just be trailer magic.
Yeah, because some of the things that we're seeing in the trailers might not even be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They always do that. Yeah, I mean, Endgame did something like that.
Rogue One did that a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember which movie Marvel did, but they did it to where it was Infinity War because you see Hulk running with the rest of the Avengers in Wakanda.
There was a lot of missing Hulk scenes in Infinity War.
Yeah, because they did like that release where they kind of released like the concept art for Infinity War, and you see that Hulk was supposed to have his own like his whole thing like in Wakanda where he channels his anger and becomes Professor Hulk or whatever, and they took it out because apparently they didn't want it to be like a high moment in a very serious moment. I guess I don't know what they're.
The good guy wins in the end, so it's all right.
I mean, Endgame. I like how they did it though, like Infinity War and Endgame. They kind of made it like, yeah, they won, but they paid a really heavy price for the win.
Villains always do.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Thanos is the good guy, by the way.
But then again, we always see these hero movies like, oh, the hero always wins. But no matter like this Infinity War was like pretty much the game changer for like, okay, no one, pretty much everybody lost. This is what a loss feels like.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I've always tended to like movies where the hero either loses at the end and dies, or just has a Pyrrhic victory where he wins, but at like what cost?
Yeah,
I've kind of preferred things like that.
And that's kind of what Endgame was too. Like, yeah, they won, but like they paid a heavy toll.
That's also one of the reasons why Batman is one of my favorite superheroes, is because Batman wins, he gets fucked up, and he has to go out and he does it again.
Yeah,
it's like he wins. He's beating these villains, but what has it really accomplished in the grand scheme of things?
Nothing, because they just break out.
Batman's endless crusade against crime. That's one of the reasons I love
that. They break out anyway.
That no matter what, Batman will always pick himself up and go out and fight.
Yeah. On that note, I think we've wrapped up this rehearsal podcast pretty well.
I think we did good.
I think we did good.
This was good practice.
Yeah, good practice.
Good practice.
All right, guys, we're signing off now. Thank you for being here for the rehearsal podcast for Shenanigamers. But yeah, stay tuned. The official episode's coming out next week, Thursday.
Yeah, you're probably hearing this way later down the line somewhere.
Yeah.
So hopefully by now you know who we are.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because we didn't introduce ourselves.
Nope. No, we did not. I'm Mark.
I'm Frank, the quiet one.
I'm Felix.
And yeah, we're missing one.
We're missing one right now. Well, two.
Two, but two.
One for sure.
One for sure, and the other one's up in the air.
But yeah. All right.
All right. Signing off, round.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.